All right, today we're diving into something wild. It's a tiny strip of water that, believe it or not, holds a huge chunk of the global economy in its grip. Let's get right to it.
So let me ask you this. Can you guess where a full 20% of the entire world's oil passes through every single day?
Yeah, 20%. Let that sink in. We're talking about something like 20 million barrels of oil day in and day out. And all of it, every last drop, relies on one single, incredibly fragile spot on the map. And there it is, the Strait of Hormuz. It might sound like some far-off place, but its influence, well, it reaches right into your wallet every time you fill up your car or pay your bills. Okay, so first things first, let's pull up a map and figure out where on Earth this place actually is. This is the world's energy lifeline after all. All right, look to the north, and you've got Iran. Now, its location right there on the edge of the strait, well, that's a huge reason this spot is constantly a geopolitical flashpoint. And then, if you look to the south, you'll see Oman and the United Arab Emirates. So you've got these countries sandwiching this super narrow passage of water. So here's the deal. This is basically the only way for ships to get from the oil-rich Persian Gulf out to the open ocean. And get this, at its narrowest, the whole thing is just 33 kilometers wide. The shipping lanes themselves, even smaller. It's like trying to funnel a superhighway through a tiny single-lane tunnel. It's incredibly vulnerable. So, we know where it is. But now for the big question. Why does this one little strait matter so much to the whole world? What makes it a global economic artery? There's really no arguing this point. Ask any energy analyst, any economist, and they'll all tell you the same thing. This isn't just one of the important routes. It is the world's most critical oil choke point. Period. And here's something that might surprise you. We've been talking a lot about oil, but it's not just oil. It's also a massive highway for liquefied natural gas, LNG. About a fifth of the world's supply of both of these absolutely essential fuels funnels right through this one spot. And this really paints the picture of just how dependent everyone is. On one side, you have the world's biggest energy sellers, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Qatar. On the other, you have some of the biggest buyers, like India, China, and Japan. And the Strait of Hormuz? It's the one tiny bridge connecting them all. Okay, I get it. This might all sound like some big, abstract global issue, but it's really not. Let's bring this right back home, because this distant strait has a huge impact right here in India. Just look at these numbers for a second. We're talking about almost 40% of India's crude oil, and more than half of its LNG coming through this one single waterway. That is a staggering level of dependency. So what's the bottom line for you and me? Well, it's pretty simple. Any trouble in the strait, you could see petrol and diesel prices shoot up, like overnight. It could mess with gas supplies and put the whole economy under some serious strain. And look, this isn't some what-if scenario. This isn't theory. Let's talk about something that just happened in March 2026, because it shows just how quickly things can go sideways. It is terrifying how fast this all happened. So, March 4th, a ship gets attacked. Boom. Less than 48 hours later, shipping traffic has basically stopped. By March 7th, just 3 days from that first attack, India's LNG supply is already being hit. That's how fast the dominoes fall. It's almost instant. So, what did we learn? The big takeaway is this. There's no safety net, no buffer. A problem in the Strait of Hormuz today is quite literally a problem for the global economy and your bank account tomorrow. Which, of course, leads us to the big, scary question. What if the worst actually happens? What if this route closes down completely, even for just a little while? Well, take a look at the two realities, side by side. The difference is, wow, it's night and day. We go from a world of normal, predictable prices to one where oil could easily shoot past $100 a barrel. We're talking a massive supply chain crisis and a real risk of runaway global inflation. Okay, so the obvious question is, can't we just, go around it? Is there another way, a plan B? And the short answer to that is not really. I mean, sure, there are a couple of pipelines that can bypass the strait, but their capacity is just a drop in the bucket compared to what the tankers carry. They can't even come close to handling the volume. And that brings us to this final, just mind-blowing number. Nearly 90% of all oil that leaves the Persian Gulf has no other way out. It's either through the Strait of Hormuz or it's not going anywhere. So that's what we're left with. So much of the world's entire economy is balanced on this tiny 33-kilometer wide nice edge of water, which leaves us with a pretty unsettling question, doesn't it? Just how secure is our global energy future, really?